Next move, we're going to teach you how to coil and tip the bat. And I know some of you have heard this before. And if you've heard it before, yeah, I've heard it before. Well, guess what? The fact that you've heard it before doesn't mean that you can do it in the middle of a game in a high stress at bat. That's the big difference, okay? And while you're standing there, waggle, waggle, waggle. These are just some examples for some of you, right, to learn to relax and have better rhythm. So your mom or dad watching you, wow, look at that. She's got this going, or maybe she's got a little J-Lo going, we call that, right? Where you're moving your backside a little bit, right? Or maybe you've got the Lenny Dykstra used to play for the Mets playing the piano, whatever you want to use, right? But you can't start in a dead still, all right? Get them up, get them higher, get them higher, get them higher. Keep going, get them up, keep going. Now put the bat perpendicular, right? Yeah, now we're gonna hit like the Japanese. Yeah, come up, 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 up. There we go. Good, okay, a little too funky. Now, just simply drop the angle of the bat a little bit more where it was before, right? Yeah, you're coming in, Megan's got it, right? Now you're back over here. Here's the other thing we have to see. Again, gets back to create more space. Somebody watching you says, wow, she's kind of downhill. This is downhill, this is uphill. And I'll say it again, the better hitters are gonna start slightly downhill because they're in a high launch position to create more space. And when they get done hitting, they go from up, downhill to what? To uphill, right. They learn how to stay behind the ball, right? So hands up, right? Waggle, 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 right. And then the next move to create more space, to give you more time, to be on time. Watch what I'm gonna do, watch my hands, okay? I'm gonna tip and coil. Do it again, watch it again, okay? Everybody's here, do it with me, ready? Tip the bat up, whoop. Now take your front shoulder and turn in and hit. One more time. Get them up higher than what you want. You could always go back to your great swing if you don't like what you're hearing today. We're cool with that. Okay, great. Get the waggle going, right? This is going to keep your eyes and your body in better rhythm, okay? And now we're going to tip and coil. And here's a news flash for advanced hitters. Every hitter's biggest fear once you get on a big field is what? You've heard this before. Every hitter's biggest fear to hit is what? Isabella, what is it? Being late. Right, we're all afraid to be late, right? And in that fear of being late, we can't hit change-ups. We don't allow the curveball to come down the runway enough. No fear of being late. That's going to be important. One more time, we're going to set up before we hit into the tunnels. Simon says get your hands up higher. Good. Right? And right from the beginning, let's make sure we've got good cradles and we're working downhill, right? We can't have big cradles, right? Get them in. This is all about one day you hitting 60, right? Front elbow down, front elbow down, front elbow down, a little more. There you go, good. Bottle that, very good. Bottle that. As we said before, the swings that you have now might not transfer to hit 60 for the girls, 85 for the boys. So that's what we're talking about. Less space, right? John, too much space. Cradles are too big, right? You talked about casting a little bit, okay? The reason why we cast sometimes, our hands get too big in the cradle, right? Waggle, waggle, waggle. Make sure, right, you're pushing down on the ground and you're leaning over, right? You're not sitting on the potty or on the rocking chair, you're leaning over. Good. Back elbow down just a little bit, E. There you go. Good. Waggle, waggle. Now we're going to combine the coil and tip into one move, okay? Now that I showed you that it's two moves, we got to get away from isolating and making pieces out of the swing. So watch what we're going to do now. Waggle, 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 tip. Okay, so now you're going back. Watch what I just did. This is one move now, right? One move as that bat's going behind us. And use your shoulders, right? So instead of loading your hands, right? You guys have been comfortable loading your hands up, right? Not advanced hitters don't load their hands up. They don't have time. You're not going to have time, right? At 17, where do you play? High school? Okay, well, eventually you will. High school? Eventually you will, right? At some point, you're going to have to get to realize that this move, this loading move, you don't have time to do it, right? So that's why we want your hands back, and here's the coil. We're going to coil in so the pitcher or somebody from center field sees you turn in a little bit. That's why we're calling it a coil. This is a coil. This is a load that we're trying to get rid of. But the key is, once the ball is out of the pitcher's hand, you've got to be in your legs. okay, and in your knees. Watch it again. This is the library part of the swing. You guys are advanced enough to know that every good hitter has to, at some point, okay, I'm here, I'm in my legs, and now I'm going to be on time instead of what? Instead of being out over here or getting ready to turn. So we got to do that. We got to turn our hips. Right? My question to you is, we're trying to square up a ball, right? Isn't that what hitting is all about? We're trying to square up a ball. Why do we want to turn our legs? Circles and squares don't match. You guys taking geometry yet? Square's a little different than a circle, Natalie? Yeah. I need to square this son of a gun up. Guess what? I better be very careful of overturning. You will swing the bat faster, right? Right? When you get some resistance from this, from the majority, hey, but you're going to have less bat speed. You know what? You don't need more bat speed. You need barrel quickness. Can you control the barrel of the bat? We saw it last night, right? Some of us that played, right? We're seeing as soon as we see pitching getting faster, what do hitters do sometimes? They start doing what, Megan? They start swinging more, right? It's like, oh, she's throwing fast. I got to swing harder. No, he's pitching really fast. I'm just going to touch the back of the ball and let the barrel do most of the work. So some of you this is different, right? I'm asking you to learn how to hit the back of a ball and stop swinging. Because if you think about it, most hitters don't hit. By the time you get to high school, you guys know the numbers, right? Making a high school team, great, right? But the chances of everybody here being the best player on your team is about 3-4%. And then that number gets smaller if you ever maybe want to play after high school, right? That's the percentages. So you got to ask yourself, if everybody else is doing this, I better not do that, right? If you think about it, Natalie, does that make sense? Right? If most people will never be really good high school hitters or after that, you got to tell yourself, why the hell am I following stuff that everybody does? Megan, right? Right? And again, unless you just want to be slightly below average, okay, you're in. Don't change at all. Waggle, waggle, waggle. Elbows in a little bit. Yep, get the bat up. That boy. Good. Go. Downhill, Mike. Working downhill, Mikey. Good. Tip coil. Get to the library. Bang. Very nice. Natalie, here we go. Working downhill, front elbows down. Good. Very nice. Etta, here we go. Right, Ed is delivering the ball to the center field. Well, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Get him a little further back so we don't get that elbow too far up in the air. There you go. Very good. Put your mask down a little bit. When I say ball, everyone's going to recite the magic riddle. John, you listen on that side, please. Ready? 1, 2, 3, ball.
Create more space, have more time to be on time.
Beautiful. A little bit
We had some non-participants, but I'll say it one more time because we're going to get everyone to do it so we can hit. I need to create more space to give me more time to be on time. Ready? Go.
Create more space, have more time to be on time.
Great. Terrific.